is a huge announcement by Uber, and it clearly shows the company is in dangerous territory due to COVID-19. So the headlines here, Uber is laying off 3,700 employees as rides plummet due to COVID-19. And thanks to Brian Heater from TechCrunch for a great article. Now, in an SEC filing dating back to last week, Uber disclosed plans to lay off 3,700 employees. The figure amounts to around 14% of the ride-hailing giant's total workforce. That's a lot. In the document, the company states that the job loss is part of a planned reduction in operating expenses in response to the economic challenges and uncertainty resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on the company's business. While Uber hasn't suspended operations altogether, the company has no doubt taken a massive hit to its bottom line as state governments have issued stay-at-home orders for non-essential workers. In a letter to staff, CEO Dara noted that the cuts will come from the community, operations, and recruiting. And remember, Uber cut off all the recruiting, the referral links. You weren't able to earn another dollar after sort of January 2020, but they still have those links out there. They're live, they're using your name, your photo, and they're still recruiting under your name, but they're not paying you out. So it's sort of like a very sly way to free up money to take the leads, but not to pay for the work. Uber will also be closing around 40% of its green light locations used for in-person driver assistance. If they want to close down 40% of their hubs, they will pay a dear price for it, because breaking leases, breaking those contracts will ultimately result in tons and tons of lawsuits to follow, right? With the reality of our rides, trips, volumes being down significantly, our need for comm ops as well as in-person support is down substantially. That makes sense. And with our hiring freeze, there simply isn't enough work for recruiters. Khosrowshahi has also agreed to waive his own base salary for the rest of 2020. That is a first, right? And that comes because the Lyft executives, John Zimmer and Logan Green, put tremendous pressure on him because they announced this first. So I guess the investors and shareholders put the pressure on to Dara and say, you know what, we simply cannot pay you that $40 million plus salary. So he has agreed to waive his own base salary for the rest of 2020. In connection with the foregoing, Dara Khosrowshahi, the company's chief executive officer, after consultation with the board of directors, agreed to waive his base salary for the remainder of the year ending December 31, 2020. The company writes in the filing, in connection with this decision, Mr. Khosrowshahi and the company entered into a letter agreement effective May the 2nd. Right, so maybe his head was on a chopping block. Maybe they said, listen, we're going to have to let you go, or this is what you're going to accept. We don't know the exact, I'd love to see that letter, right? But that just happened a few days ago. The executive made around $1 million in 2019. I'm also not buying that he made $1 million, right? With a $40+ million salary, they say he made $1 million in 2019. Come on. We've reached out to Uber for further comment. They haven't replied. So this is huge news. And this comes on the heels of the Attorney General Javier Becerra suing the company in California. More and more bad news in the news about Uber. Your comments are welcome.